Hi, I'm Terry Philpott. I'm the Director of Practicum Education for Concord University's social work programs, and I'm here today to talk to you about your BSW Practicum. What is Practicum? Practicum is considered to be the signature pedagogy in social work education. This means that in the field of social work, Practicum is where you get to put all facets of your education and training together, both theory and practice. The first step to your BSW Practicum is submitting or completing the BSW Practicum application. You will see the application on the screen as we go through each section. Please remember that the due dates for Practicum applications are as follows. If you plan on doing your Practicum in the spring semester, then your Practicum will be due the October 1st before that semester. If you plan on completing your Practicum in the summer, then your deadline for your Practicum application is March 1st. If you plan to complete your Practicum in the fall, then the deadline for your application is April 1st. When you log in to your Practicum application that you see on the screen, your application will be pre-populated with your name, your CUID number, and the date that you complete the application. It will ask you to list your current address, which would be your address at Concord University if you live on campus, and then it will ask you for your permanent address, which is your home address on the application. Please also list your cell phone number on the application. If there are questions about the application or any type of issue or concern, this is the number that I will utilize to contact you. The next section will ask you for your CU email address. Please complete that section. You will then choose yes or no to the question of whether or not you have a vehicle available for use. Next, please answer yes or no to whether or not you are a 4E scholarship recipient from the West Virginia Department of Health and Human Resources or the West Virginia Department of Human Services. Next, it will ask you to list your expected graduation date, your advisor's name, and your current GPA. You will then put in the semester you plan to start Practicum. The next question is the year that you plan to begin Practicum. So for instance, if you plan to begin Practicum in January of 2025, you would put in the spring semester of 2025 as the year. Please, next on your application, be sure to fill in a Community Preference 1 and an Agency Preference 1 in each of those fields. This will be the agency and the location of the agency that is your first choice for Practicum. Please also list a second agency and community choice for Practicum. Please complete the field asking why you requested your primary agency and its location. Complete the career plans field as well as the social work related employment experience and volunteer experience fields. You will then list your current courses and your social work electives completed to date. Finally, you will list your organizations that you are involved with and any additional comments you might need to make. Please note, when you submit the application, it will immediately be sent to the Practicum director. When we talk about Practicum, your Practicum agency will not be chosen and assigned for you. The reason is that your Practicum agency should be chosen by you, the student, for your personalized career goals. This agency should be chosen by thinking about what career path in social work you are interested in being employed in after your graduation. Please remember that the Director of Practicum Education is always happy to help you if you're unable to locate a practicum agency. However, please remember that any student living outside of the state of West Virginia may have to provide potential agencies for us to contact because the practicum director is often completely unfamiliar with the areas in which you are searching and what agencies exist there. When choosing an agency, please remember that the agency you choose to complete your BSW practicum within must have a BSW or MSW employee with at least 2 years of professional experience to supervise your practicum. This individual will work directly with you in your practicum to understand how the tasks you are doing fit into the 9 social work competencies and their respective practice behaviors. Please note, if you are a 4E scholarship recipient, you must complete your practicum within a West Virginia DHHR or a West Virginia Department of Human Services office. This is stipulated in your scholarship contract. If you are wondering what the practicum director does, this is the person who oversees the practicum programs. This individual oversees the practicum programs and is the person who will work with the designated individual at your chosen agency to complete the paperwork and process to have this agency approved as a practicum site. You may also wonder, what is a practicum instructor and what do they do? One requirement of practicum is that you must have an individual with a BSW or MSW degree with at least 2 years of professional practice to oversee your practicum placement. This individual is referred to as your practicum instructor. They should be employed by your chosen agency and will work directly with you in your practicum to understand how the task you are doing fit into the 9 social work competencies and their respective practice behaviors. This will also be the individual who will work with you and your faculty liaison, Professor Mary Hoke, to complete all required assignments, such as your learning contract and various other assignments that include your competency thesis. The faculty liaison for the BSW program at Concord University is Professor Hoke. She is assigned to teach your practicum course. While you are completing hours for your practicum, you will also be assigned to a class within which you will complete assignments and meet synchronously. Many students often ask the question of who decides the number of hours I must work weekly. Please understand the number of hours required for your BSW practicums are 40 hours per week or whatever your chosen agency determines to be full-time. You must continue to work a full-time schedule the entire semester of your practicum. The total number of hours required is determined by the Council on Social Work Education, which is the accrediting body of all social work educational programs. Students often ask questions about becoming licensed as a social worker within their state. Please remember that licensing requirements are controlled at the state level by social work licensure boards, and requirements differ from state to state. States also have different types of licenses depending on educational levels. Please review early in the process of your practicum the state licensing requirements that are appropriate for you. If you're interested in reviewing previously approved practicum agencies, they can be found under the Practicum Education Placement Organizations found on the Social Work Practicum webpage. There is a link to the webpage on the slide. If you have questions or problems with practicum or issues with practicum, the proper chain of command is to discuss any problems first with Professor Hoke, your faculty liaison. She has worked in the practicum realm of the social work education program for a number of years. She will help you decide who you need to speak with at the Practicum site or if you will need to speak with them. She could also choose to contact them directly herself. As stated at the beginning of the video, my name is Terry Philpott, and I am Concord's Director of Practicum Education for their social work programs. My contact information is listed on the final slide. Please feel free to contact me should you have any questions or concerns. Thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful day.